Hello, and welcome to the Thirsty Bitches podcast, where we talk about anything under the sun, from books to entertainment to self-help, and even a little spice. I'm Victoria.
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Katalyn.
And today we are talking about Vampire Academy. Now, we've put this one off a couple of times because of the show being released, and also because of the fact that Katalyn and I haven't really read them.
I looked up what happens. It counts.
I read most of them and then stopped at a certain point.
Wikipedia has some great summaries.
But I love the movie. I think the movie's great. So, we're gonna talk about that. Kira's not happy.
Kira's questioning everything right now.
So,
and then there's me. And if you guys don't know me, obviously, I love Twilight. But Vampire Academy, in my opinion, and I know Gabby feels the same way.
I also feel this way.
Is the superior vampire series.
Hands down.
Hands down. Superior.
I willingly reread
Vampire
the first
Academy deserved what Twilight got. It deserved it, and it did not get it. And I'll never be happy. Pissed me off.
Anyways,
it's already happening.
We'll get into that a little bit more later.
She's like, no.
Anyways, before we get into that discussion, we are going to jump into our quenchable moments. And if you're new here, a quenchable moment is something happy or exciting that's happened to us over the last week or so that we want to share with each other and with you. So to kick us off, Katalyn, what was your quenchable moment this week?
I got a raise at work.
Woohoo!
I've only been there for 2 months. No,
so
all of us got raises. Well, all of us got raises for because the district is trying to keep our jobs competitive with the market. So I got like $1 and some change raise.
That's still a pretty big raise.
I know. Yeah. I got a pretty big raise too when I first started.
I was happy with what I was first making because I was like, this is great. This is the most I've ever made. And then, we had a meeting on Monday and my boss was like, yeah, you guys should have gotten letters. And I was like, it's at my parents' house. I haven't opened it.
See,
and like, my boss is like, get your fucking mail.
This is what happens when you go to a job that actually appreciates its employees, even if it's appreciation a little bit more than what you already were at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it started on February 1st. So we'll have
that for you.
Our pay periods are weird, so it'll be half my paycheck.
That means you'll have more money to save up for all your trips.
Yes. I'll have more money to spend when I go to Europe in April.
I'm so jealous. Especially meeting all of our European friends on that cruise. All I want to do is travel.
Yeah.
I went back to work on Thursday and I'm just like, fuck.
Listen, I'll go to Europe for any reason.
I took a sick day that day.
I know you did, which you deserved. You definitely deserved it. Sleeping, I was exhausted, but I was like, I'm not doing anything today anyways at work, so I'm just going through my emails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anyways, had a raise.
That's exciting. Victoria, what was your quenchable moment?
My quenchable moment, for those of you that are either watching the video or have seen any recent pictures, I cut my hair.
We love it.
It is all one length now. If you have seen any pictures of me in the last couple of years, then you would know that I had an undercut and decided about a year ago to go ahead and grow it out. And it was a long and arduous process. I kept wanting to shave it, but I didn't. And I decided 2 days before we were supposed to leave, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to cut it all off. So it's all one length. And I did. And here we are.
And it looks great.
So
it looks so cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely much easier to deal with now. I got a good probably 12 inches cut off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, your hair was long.
Yeah. It was long enough to where I could sit on it. So, because when you guys saw me for the road trip, the braids were only 6 inches longer than my natural hair.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was my quenchable moment, and I'm very pleased with that decision. Anyway, Kiara, what is your quenchable moment this week?
My quenchable moment I'm actually wearing. So for my birthday, my mom got me the Skims loungewear set, which I've been wanting. So I don't think I've talked about on here. Victoria saw it on the cruise, but my best friend got me this Skims like long sleeve dress for Christmas, which
It's
was
very cute.
so comfortable. And the only reason I've like felt like I wanted these things is before October I didn't want like any of these, but I went and got shorts to wear under like compression shorts to wear under my dress for my brother's wedding, and they were like just such great material, and I really loved it. And I had like been touching all the other stuff in like the shop for it, and I'm like, oh my god, I would love to just like live in these clothes. And slowly I've been getting stuff. So I got the shorts, Riley got me a bodysuit, Emily got me the dress, and now I have the Skims loungewear, and it is so comfortable, but it is so expensive. So please, like, be wary when you buy these things. Make sure you know what you want. If you are going to get them, they are very expensive. But I am definitely the type of person who I would rather put more money into something that I'm buying because I know it's going to last me a long time. Like these loungewear set is going to last me because the material is so good. But if you, there's so many like really amazing dupes out there that you can get.
Yeah.
They're just as soft and they're just as comfortable. So I just really wanted a pair of Skims loungewear because I
I
felt
understand.
like this is gorgeous. Oh my god.
Love that for you. Yeah, the dress was very
Put in
pretty.
these clothes.
Yes. But on to something that Kiara is not as excited about.
She's kind of excited.
She's kind of excited. She would be more excited if she was having this discussion with people who had actually read the series in its entirety.
I mean, I remember most of what happens in the whole series.
I made a lot of people read that series over the last summer.
Yeah.
You did.
You have. I can give you that one.
Yep.
So, this will obviously be full spoilers for both the book, the movie. Not really the show. None of us watched the show as far as I know. I think, Kiara, you watched like the first episode.
Watched the first 2 episodes.
So we don't really know what's going on with the show. I decided not to watch it because I don't like it when things deviate so hard from series.
I forgot about it.
But yeah. So I will say, I'm sure most people can relate to this. I stopped reading the series when Dimitri died.
Technically, Dimitri did not die.
He didn't technically die, no.
When he was turned.
When he became
it's a happily ever after series. It's fine.
I didn't know that at the time.
And you usually don't. And so, like, Renee read the series last year, and she was, because she also stopped at the same point you did. So she had read the first 3 books, and she stopped when that happened. And
yeah, because keep in mind, when I read them, they were still releasing.
And that's when I was.
Oh yeah, because I
was reading them was when they were being released too. And so
I
obviously
first 3 in the original covers.
I was feeling the same things, but I was like, I'm determined to get through the series because I need to know what happens. And I told Renee when she was reading it last year, I'm just like, you have to pick it back up. You have to keep reading. I'm like, I promise you, it's going to be worth it, because ultimately, in the end, we find out that Lissa has these powers, and she's basically able to bring people back from the dead, and she's able to turn those who have been changed into Strigoi back to what they were originally before they became Strigoi. And so that's what she did with Dimitri. Dimitri came back and he was like, I can't be with you, Rose, because I was a horrible person. And Rose is like, get off your goddamn high horse and love me.
Just be happy. Let's be happy.
Yeah.
Magical. Now,
yeah, but can we also talk about the fact that we as teenagers were reading a teenage girl with a 25-year-old man, 24-year-old man?
Do we need to remember that? I don't think we do.
Listen, we also read Twilight, and he was 100 years older than her. So
the age gap thing started. How long
have you been 17?
Here's the thing.
A while.
Look at us at our age now, and it's just gotten worse. We are reading about love interests that are 500 to 1,000 years older than the
age gap thing started young.
It started young, and it's just gotten worse. I don't know what to tell you.
You're not wrong. I think it's because it's such a large age gap that it's like, but when it's like that close, you're like.
But when it's like 6-7 years, you're like.
Now I look at my 17-year-old cousin and I'm like, if a 24-year-old man is coming up to you, you better fucking kick him in the balls and run away. Like, do not. We're not playing that game. But they're vampires and it's different. Like, it's okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
We also had Adrian, who was 21, and that was also questionable.
Yeah.
But I think what's really funny reading it, because I reread it this past summer as well, and there are certain characters like Adrian that I did not like the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys know me, our listeners know me. I like that happily ever after shit. I wanted Rose and Dimitri to be together. I was like, this is it. I don't care. It's endgame. I've been that way my whole life. Adrian came to the picture and I'm like, get the fuck out.
And I was just like, hello.
I reread it this summer and I'm just like, this poor boy literally just wanted someone to love him. And he couldn't even get that with Rose. And I just want the best for him. So I'm planning on reading the spin-off series this year. I know Renee is going to be so excited about that.
Yeah,
I
she
really
wanted
want
us to mention.
Yeah, I really want to see Adrian like find happiness.
Mm-hmm.
But the book series is
That
really
should be
good.
good.
If you haven't read it, and you like
Yeah.
vampires, you should read it.
There were a lot of really good components. I
Yeah.
really liked Rose. I liked that she was badass and that she was Starky and didn't put up with anybody's bullshit. And
I like that it's this female heroine who's like, I can take care of myself. I don't
Mhm.
need, because the only other vampire book that we had at that point was Twilight, and Bella was like, Edward, save me, which is great. Like, it's a great other storyline, but just to see this, like, the juxtaposition of Rose being like,
Mhm.
I don't need
I don't
any,
need a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it. I can take care of myself. I
Yeah.
can put myself into really dangerous situations because I'm fucking dumb as shit, but I can still get myself out of it. Will there be casualties? Yes. R.I.P. Mason. But
Just breeze right on past that.
Breeze right through that. You're like, oh well.
but she is a very strong character, and
Mhm.
that's what I think I love the
Yeah.
most about her.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah. So,
she not only was she a strong character, but she helped Lissa realize that she was a strong character as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely more inclined now to read where I left off on. I'm not going to reread everything else because I'll probably want to kill myself.
Yeah,
It is tough to read.
that was really rough.
Knowing how it is.
I was really
But my favorite iteration will always be the movie.
the movie, in my opinion, was so on par with the first book. Like, it had hit for hit, like
Mhm.
as like what the first book looked like. The
Mhm.
only issue I had, and a lot of people were big Vampire Academy like fans in the beginning, all the issues that we had were, I loved the actor that played Dimitri. He was too old.
Not for Dimitri.
He was too old. I think he played
Yeah.
the character really well, but
Mhm.
his age was just not it. He did not look like
Yeah.
a 24-year-old
Because he
boy.
was in his 30s, right?
Yeah. And I get, like, they were trying to, like, make it seem, because obviously, like, the rest of the cast was also much older than what they were playing, and so they're aging
Mhm.
everyone up to, like, kind of fit.
Mhm.
But I think they could have done better with, like, a 27-year-old or something, even though these characters, like, all the actors and stuff were around the age anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Dimitri was significantly older than everyone else, but I think in the book he's portrayed as looking only slightly more mature than everyone. Like, I feel like
Mhm.
he would have been able to blend in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I loved the movie. I think the entire cast did a phenomenal job at playing
Mhm.
these characters. Um, they even, like, the beginning of the movie picks up the same exact way the beginning of the first book picks up as. They're in, I think, Seattle, living in an apartment,
Mhm.
just trying to, like, hide from these, like, imposing
Yeah.
forces that they think are chasing them. And so I really loved the movie. I wanted there to be a second one,
Same.
and I will always, always, always be upset that we will never get that.
Mhm. I know. And that was my introduction to a lot of the actresses. I always say her name wrong. Zoe Dutch. Is
Deutsch.
it Dutch or Deutsch? 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 Whatever.
Deutsch or Deutsch, I think, yeah.
Hey girl, hey. That was my introduction to her,
I
and I thought she
love.
was really good.
My introduction was to the actor that played Christian,
Mhm.
and I think he looks better as a brunette than a blonde. and I did
I
not.
don't know.
I used to watch Shadowhunters, so I'm like, I'm sure you did a great Jace.
Yeah.
I don't like you as blonde.
I really liked him as Jace Wayland. I think he looks good blonde. I think he looks good as a darker blonde. He is a darker blonde in that show that Netflix just did, Pertinent Track.
Yeah, I think dark because he has like a complexion that works better with like darker tones.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he was like Jace Wayland blonde,
Yeah, it was very blonde, but
blonde.
he's got the body for it.
Okay.
He's got the body and the face. Also, he has heterochromia, which means his eyes are two different colors.
Love that.
Cool.
This is like a side tangent. I'm also a City of Bones movie person, not the show person. So,
Is it?
and that goes in tandem with this. I am the movie person, not the show person. I watched the first 2 episodes because I'm just like, okay, I have to give it a chance.
Mhm.
You two were there when we watched the trailer for the show the first time, and
you were like, what the fuck?
then
Mhm.
with two ends, Gabby and I, we all looked at each other and we were just like, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
And like we knew it wasn't going to be the same because of the showrunner is the same one that picked
Yeah,
Vampire Diaries.
yeah. Who doesn't the showrunner have a history for being really racist or something?
It's something like that, and she's known to like never.
No, it wasn't the showrunner. It was the author for Vampire Diaries. That was the problem. Just
Oh
kidding.
yes, but the showrunner is known to like
Deviate.
Yeah, hard.
heavily from the source material, and
Yeah, because Damon and Stefan are supposed to be fucking twins.
yeah.
So
And what happens with Elena? I read the first book because I was like, I'm gonna watch a show.
yeah,
And then
I
was
read the
like,
first half.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I heard there's like
Anyways,
angels
sorry.
in the books, and there's no angels in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read the books. Anyways, I watched the first 2 episodes because I'm just like, all right, like let's just give it a chance. Could not watch past that. I was like, and I was watching with Emily, and she's like, "Do you want to watch more?" And I'm like, "No, like I don't. Like I'm really unhappy with this." And I know Gabby was like, "No, it's good. Like if you
If you
separate
can
it
separate.
from the source material, it's good." And I can be honest, like it was done very well,
Mm-hmm.
but because it was supposed to be so much like the books,
Mm-hmm.
I could not separate it. I'm like, there was
Yeah.
too much diversion from what the source material was giving it. Like first and foremost, like one of my biggest things is when characters are described in the book, that should be how they are portrayed in like the movies or shows.
Mm-hmm. Which is why, love y'all. I love Matthew Daddario, but Matthew Daddario is a white man. He cannot play Asriel.
No, fine for fan cast, but he cannot actually play him.
No. And I love Matthew Daddario. That's one of the reasons why I stuck with the show for City of Bones, because I really liked him and I loved Harry Shum Jr. as Magnus. But he's a white man. Sorry.
And this is not coming from, and I know this is like it's a touchy topic. The actress they chose for Rose is a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she played the role well from what I could see. She was very snarky, just like Rose would be. But because of what is depicted as Rose's characteristics and where she is from, how she should look, I was very jarred by it. Like, it's important to have that representation, but I think it's more important to have that representation from books that are created by people who live like, if you want, like, I don't know how to say this properly. We should be uplifting the books that are created by Black people that have Black characters, because those are going to represent the community better than taking a white character and giving a Black actress that role when it is specifically written for this girl whose mother is from Scotland and is known to have like this red curly hair and stuff.
So,
and I know that's like a really touchy topic, but like I when I picture something in my head, it's like these are the characteristics that were given to it, and I'm like, I would have rather seen them not do Vampire Academy as a show and done a book that probably deserved recognition that has not gotten it, that have a diverse cast in it to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but to that same conversation, that's what a lot of people said about The Little Mermaid. Because she was originally white, she should be
And I
white.
know that argument, and I push back because I'm just like, Ariel's a fish. There is no distinct.
Yeah, but there's also black people in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? And there's black
Yeah,
people with
no,
red
I know.
hair, and it's not a genetic impossibility. I understand where you're coming from, where it's jarring to see a character not look the way that they're supposed to look. Like Bonnie is not supposed to be black either. Bonnie is supposed to be super pale skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, very cherubic, like Southern belle in appearance, and that was a really big deal for Kat Graham to be casted. And that's part of the reasons why she faced so much racism in that setting, because the author is a piece of shit and did not want people of color in the show. So, like, I totally get where you're coming from, that it is very jarring initially. But to that extent, like, it is important for them to cast.
But I think also,
Especially because whiteness is not integral to white people. Like,
but I also think
no offense, it's not,
on the back end of it, there were characters that were described as
people of color. Yeah.
that were given white actors were given that role.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, can we just stay?
Yeah. When you already have a diverse cast of characters, you need to cast the characters in that same setting. When all of the characters are all white, then yes, go ham.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, their whiteness is not integral to who they are as people.
Other than that, the setting, horrible. They were not where they were supposed to be. The city fucking sucked. I hated it so much. The school was not where it was supposed to be. The relationships were too overdone. They were having sex with everyone at every corner, doing whatever they wanted. There was new characters that I didn't even know about. They had someone that was supposed to be dead, like dead. Nope, they were there. They were. Professor, what's her name? The female professor that got
the crazy one.
Yeah, she was alive.
Oh yeah,
she was there. She was sisters with the one that Sarah Hyland, her character, did. Natalie. So the crazy professor and Natalie, sisters in the show. Dad not sick.
Right.
The headmistress not there. Not even headmistress Kurova.
She's kind of important.
Not in the show. I was like, what is happening? Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of things that I was just like, no.
Yeah, not for you.
Hard pass.
That's fair.
There's characters that I feel like the people who played the characters, they did it well, but I'm like, this is not it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we're saying is, if you really like the books, watch the movie.
Watch the movie.
If you don't care about the books, you might like the show. Yeah. It's been canceled, but
you only get a season.
You can watch some of it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, as you can see, there are some very passionate opinions about Vampire Academy. We'll probably revisit this topic when we have some of our Vampire Academy fans available. I'm sure hopefully by then Kiara will have at least started Bloodline, so she can talk about that some with Renee, if Renee is available to come on. But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts about the books, the movie, or the show, or even the spinoff, let us know. You can email us at tbp.staythirsty@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Instagram at Thirsty Bitches Podcast, and anytime in the Discord server. But for now, Kiara, will you take us out with an affirmation?
I will. And today's affirmation is, I am in charge of how I feel, and today I am choosing happiness. I thought that would work really well with this conversation.
You're choosing happiness by not watching the show.
Exactly.
Wow. Exactly. Okay.
I love it.
All right, then.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in on Tasty Tuesdays and Thirsty Thursdays for all new episodes, and be sure to subscribe and follow our socials. Listen in the description. please make sure you like, rate, and leave a review for the podcast to help boost us across the platform. Helps more than you know. Have a lovely day, and remember, stay thirsty, bitches.